I am won by Jesus. Jesus Christ, again, through his life, death, and resurrection, has won me. And through baptism, he has won me and claimed me. And Satan, you have lost me. Hey, I'm Father Mark Mary with the Franciscan Friars of the Renewal, and this is Ascension Presents. Only God is creative. Only God is creative. Satan is not creative. What Satan tries to do, though, is essentially to mimic and to mock the work and the creativity of God, particularly baptism, right? So in baptism, as a soul is baptized, as we are washed in the blood of the Lamb, as we are filled with the Holy Spirit and sanctifying grace, there's this permanent, again, we call it an indelible mark, a permanent mark put on the soul that says, I am Christ, that I have been won by Jesus, and that I've said yes to the victory of Jesus through the waters of baptism. I am Christ. It's a permanent sign that we belong to him, that we are his, that he has been victorious of our lives. And so to Satan, this is like a permanent sign of his loss. I am not yours. I am never yours. I am Christ. That's what this indelible mark says. And so I think Satan hates God's power to do this, but also he hates what it represents. And so I believe that he is trying to counter with his own sign, which basically tries to say no, I am victorious. I am the one who wins. And the devil's attempt at an indelible mark is through shame and through guilt, and trying to make this part of our identity, part of how we understand ourselves to be, and something that we hold on to. Part of what he tries to do is tries to make this shame remain even after sacramental confession. Because we go to confession, we are forgiven. This is gone. There is no indelible mark. Only God can place an indelible mark on our soul. It is forgiven. It is gone. It is destroyed. And Satan tries through guilt, as the accuser tries to not let us receive the forgiveness, but he tries to keep it there. I really believe that there's something of this, intentionally aimed at the indelible mark that we receive at baptism. But my brothers and sisters, it's really important for us to remember, the only one who can put a permanent mark on the soul is Jesus. Only God. And to be honest, I'm not one to have a lot of maybe hot takes towards big ecclesial things and widespread church things. I'm pretty obedient, pretty trusting, pretty receptive. But there's one super common practice, which I think is problematic and consistent with this here. I really, really struggle with our reference to the woman caught in adultery as the woman caught in adultery. It's the story of the woman who was caught in the act of adultery, and some of the Jewish leaders bring her to Jesus and say, hey, this woman was just caught in the very act of adultery. What do we do with her? And this is where the whole he is without sin throws the first stones thing happened. To Jesus, this is not the woman caught in adultery. To Jesus, this is the woman I love. To Jesus, this is the woman protected by him. To Jesus, this is the one who is forgiven. To Jesus, this is the one who from all time he created and delights in. The sin is gone and forgiven, and it's not part of her identity. Sometimes we, in the subtitle of our life, we kind of title ourselves, the man who did this, the woman who did that. And we carry it with us even after we've been forgiven by Jesus. My brothers and sisters, that is a work of the accuser. Only God can name you. Only God can claim you forever. Only God tells you who you are. And he says, and if you have something really big, and you have something that heavy that you're carrying, that really kind of gotten some roots in your self-understanding and your identity, we need Jesus to rip that out. Because you are not the woman who did this bad thing. You're not the man who did this bad thing, or who has this struggle, whatever. You are the woman that he loved. You are the woman that he forgave. You are the woman that he fought for. You are the woman that he protected. You are the man he chose. You are the man he forgave. You are the man he fought for. You are the man he died for. Only Jesus can place an indelible mark on your soul. And the indelible mark at its core through baptism is this: you are my beloved son. You are my beloved daughter, and you are mine. In this sort of battle, we need to recognize this is a movement of Satan. We need to understand why he's doing it, where it's coming from, and that he does not have the authority to name you. He does not have the authority to tell you who you are, and he does not have the authority to say what God has forgiven is not forgiven. Jesus tells you who you are. Jesus leaves the indelible mark on your soul. Jesus himself is the one who gives you a name: beloved son, beloved daughter. All right. Thank you, friends, for being with me and watching. I look forward to continuing this journey with you again. Remember, we are pilgrims on this earth. Somos peregrinos, poco a poco. Little by little, vamos a llegar. Peace. Indelible mark. That's what they used to call me in high school.